Hey there, future jet setters, it's your captain speaking. Listen, have you ever been up in the air just cruising at 30,000 feet and thought to yourself, man, I wish I knew more about these giant metal birds? Well, buckle up, Buttercup. I've got 10 mind-blowing airplane facts that'll make you the most interesting person at your next layover. Let's take off into the world of aviation. All right, first up, let's talk long flights. We're talking like really long flights. Did you know that the longest non-stop flight in the world clocks in at a whopping 19 hours? That's like watching Avengers Endgame back-to-back 6 times. Singapore Airlines is the one brave enough to tackle this monster, flying folks from Singapore all the way to New York City without a single layover. Can someone say Netflix marathon? Now, I know what you're thinking. What about lightning? It's a valid question. I mean, we're talking about giant metal tubes soaring through the sky. And guess what? The average plane gets zapped by lightning at least once a year. But don't worry, folks, these birds are built tough. The electricity just cruises through the plane and back out again. It's like a little electric slide for airplanes. Let's talk about airplane tires for a sec. These babies are built to withstand some serious pressure, like 6 times the pressure of your car tires. We're talking elephant sitting on a whoopee cushion kind of pressure. But hey, that's why they don't pop even during the bumpiest landings. It's all about that sweet, sweet engineering. Chapter 4, Mile-High Naps. All right, time for some juicy behind-the-scenes secrets. Ever wonder what the pilots and flight attendants are up to on those long-haul flights? Well, while you're busy trying to find the least crumpled bag of pretzels, they're catching some serious Z's in their secret sleeping quarters. Yep, you heard that right. Secret sleeping areas. Chapter 5, Window of Opportunity. Now let's talk about those quirky little windows. Ever notice they're always round? There's a reason for that. Back in the day, square windows were all the rage, but they kept causing planes to crack under pressure. So, some smart cookies decided to go with rounded windows instead because they distribute the pressure evenly. Chapter 6, 15 minutes of fame, or oxygen. All right, let's address the elephant, or rather the oxygen mask in the room. Those little guys above your head, they only hold about 15 minutes worth of oxygen. I know, that might not seem like a lot, but trust me, it's more than enough time for your captain to swoop down to a lower altitude where you can breathe easy again. Chapter 7, Feeling Blue Typhoon. Now, let's talk about airplane fashion. Have you ever noticed that most airplane seats are blue? It's not just a coincidence. They say blue has a calming effect on us anxious flyers. So, the next time you're feeling those pre-flight jitters, just gaze at those baby blue seats. Take a deep breath and remember, you're in good hands. Chapter 8, 35,000 feet of fun. Ever wonder why we fly so high? Well, there's a method to this madness. See, airplanes cruise at around 35,000 feet to save fuel and, more importantly, to avoid turbulence. Up that high, the air is thinner, which means less drag and a smoother ride. It's like a magic carpet ride, but with more legroom, or maybe not. Chapter 9. Engines out? No sweat. Now, I know what you're thinking. What happens if the engines fail? Well, fear not, my friends, because commercial planes are basically giant gliders in disguise. These babies can glide for miles even without any engine power. And don't worry, our pilots are trained for this kind of stuff. They'll have you gliding into safety like a majestic eagle, or maybe just a really big paper airplane. Chapter 10. Don't poke the hole. All right, last but not least, let's talk about that tiny hole in your airplane window. You know the one. Ever been tempted to poke it? Don't! That little guy is called a breather hole, and it's got a super important job, regulating the air pressure between the inner and outer panes of the window. It's small but mighty, kinda like my attention span. Outro until next time, fly boys and fly girls. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 mind-blowing airplane facts that'll have you soaring through your next trivia night. Aviation is full of wonders, and the next time you fly, you'll have some fun facts to share with your fellow travelers. Who knows, you might even impress the flight attendants. Just kidding. Or am I? Anyway, safe travels, everyone.